Philippe, how are you and the squad looking forward to this game first and foremost?
How we are? Yeah, looking forward to the game for sure. Those are the games when you are a small boy that you want to play. If you see those things on television or in the stadium, you want to be on that pitch. So those are the days or the weeks that as a manager you envy the players, that you would like to be on the pitch because you can do more there. But I think for Rangers it's better I stay off the pitch, so that then they have more chance to win things.
How is your squad looking ahead of this one? Any new injuries, any players back?
No, nothing new, only Liam Belligan doubtful, so not sure yet if he will be available or not. And we will see tomorrow. The rest, Connor Golson still out, Ryan Jack still not fit enough, so he took some minutes now with the under 18 team to get rhythm again after a long time injury. Alex Lowry the same. Oscar Cortes still out, Rabbi Matondo still out, and Abdallah Sima still out, and Danilo still out. So it's quite a list.
Mm-hmm. Your team haven't scored the first goal in this fixture this season. Do you think that will have a big bearing on the result of the weekend? Is that something that you've spoken about in the lead up to this game?
We always want to score the first goal. We try that, like most of the teams in the world. For sure, teams who want to play dominant, teams who play attacking football, and we always been wherever we played. Was it against Celtic? Was it against Benfica? Or was it against Ross County? So that stays the same. The intentions are there to score the first goal. You never have a guarantee of that, and it's at the end. It's also not a guarantee if you score the first goal that you get the points. It's about 90 minutes going full and not giving away chances and scoring your chances and being really effective in games like this. You know these are different kind of games for both teams than the other league games that you have. Less occasions to score than in a normal league game.
Philippe, just to go back to your squad, Ben Davison, Ridvan Yilmaz came on last weekend, not played many minutes recently. Are they both available and ready to start in what could be the biggest game of your season?
I cannot give my starting 11, that would be too easy. Yeah, it was a good try, but it was a really smart question to get that. So it's always a decision with the medical staff, with the performance staff also, after players who didn't play for a long time and players coming out of injury. What is the best way, short and long term? So we always make these decisions together. No, they make decisions about playing minutes and I decide if players start or they come on. But I always stick to those numbers because it's a story together. Maybe at one moment you need to take more risk. We will see if that moment comes.
I take it goes without saying that this is a must-win if you want to become champions at the end of the month.
I don't totally agree with that. So if you have a draw there, you still can become champion. Even if you lose, but that's a really, really long shot and too long shot for me. But with a point also, but we go full for the 3 points. Clear, very, very clear. Doing that, then you can make an incredible comeback in that way, and you can make a really big statement also.
In terms of the games against Celtic that you've been in charge of, they've been close. What needs to change for your team to get all 3 points?
Start of the game was not good in both, so that's a big point. Efficiency also, we can still be more efficient. We're working hard on that. It's also much better than it was a few months ago, and you see that in all the stats. And like you said, in the other 2 games, it was really close to getting these results. That's also the thing with the list of players that are not available. It's a long list, but it's been a long list already for months, and that's been the strong point, that the team was always ready to to do the job, even players playing out of position to do the job for the team. And in that period, they did a lot of good things. They need to take that towards this game. So they, how Alex said that? They chipped
away.
They chipped away. So I'm starting to practice on my Scottish. They chipped away 4 points. They won a League Cup. They are in the cup of the Scottish Cup. They were first in the group in the Europa League. They played good games against Benfica. They were 2 times close against Celtic for more. So we need to continue in that way, and that we need to show tomorrow again.
Philippe, I guess having a lot of belief will be key in this game tomorrow. How much have you had to work on that side of?
Zero on that. No, I don't think I need to put belief in my team this week. No, I feel belief in my team. I feel they're hungry, they have desire to show themselves as a team, not as an individual. No, for sure that belief is here. That's not work of one day or a few days before a game. No, it's a confirmation what they've been doing for months. Like I said, all these things are really positive things. And yes, it's true, we had in 4 days a big bubble on the road, but they've been really consistent over all these months in the results. And we're really close by showing our level to close this gap of 7 points, what would be amazing, what nobody expected 6 months ago.
Yeah, I asked the question about belief because obviously mentally going out there, obviously Celtic fans, no Rangers fans, it could be a hot atmosphere.
It's gonna be a hot atmosphere, yeah, for sure. Even if I drive on the street now, it's more hot than in other weeks. So,
which is good. Yeah. How confident are you that your players can cope with that side of things?
I'm really confident about that. I have no doubts about that. And it's you need to love that if you want to be a player here or in this town. And I know many love to play here. And it's the case when you're on that pitch, and I know that from the past when I was there on the pitch. You know, as a player, the more people boo at you, the more people are shouting at you, the more people are negative towards you, the more they are afraid that their team don't get the result. It works that way. So in a way, I think the more they're going to boo tomorrow, the stronger my team is going to get.
Going back to Leon Balogun, is there a chance, will you take a chance on him if he's not 100% fit, given the importance of the game?
It's always a decision with me, medical staff and the player. So we are now in that part of the season that you can think about those things. But then it needs to be something that stays logical. You cannot put a player on the pitch to take him out after 5 minutes. That's of no use.
Given there's a long list of injured players there, and you said you were going to have a look at the injury situation, are you going to change, or what are you going to change for next season to see if you can alleviate that?
That's next season, but we're going to change a few things, yes.
Do you know? Sorry.
Yes,
you know yet
I
what
know,
you're going to do?
and the club knows also, yeah.
Philippe, in terms, just in terms of this game and the psychology around the fixture and the fact that you've not beaten this team, hasn't beaten Celtic this season, how important is that, and how important is that just ahead of the fixture?
Past is not so important in that way because every game is different. I don't know how many years that Rangers won against Ross County and we lose there. That's the opposite psychology then. No, it's about tomorrow. It's about being there as a player. It's about taking the moments. It's about being there as a group of players and grabbing the moments. And you know there are always small margins that decide these kind of games. And you need to take all these things as much as possible towards your side. And it can be a switch of scenarios during that game, like we had at Ibrox. It was more than 20 years ago, I think, that one of the two teams had a lead of 2 goals different and the other one came back. So that shows also something. So there are no guarantees until the final whistle is made.
Is this where you see the courage of your players, not necessarily in running into tackles and being brave in that sense, but in how they cope with it?
Yes, because in these days you need to really watch out with tackles. So the game has changed in that way with 20 or 30 years ago. And I think for the better, to be honest. So I don't want my players to make daft tackles because you have a risk of a red card and to play with 10 or 9 or 8. If you do it that way, it's a big difference with 20 and 30 years ago. If I look back at my playing days, we would have ended with 5 against 5 maybe. Some of those big games. So it's good for the game. That changed. So no, it's about staying focused, staying resilient, not giving up. Always believe in yourself and in your teammates and in your team. And they've been in a lot of situations already this season that it was a really difficult scenario, and they came back at the end because they keep on fighting. And that's what I want to see from my team.
Philippe, you said last week that you found Brendan Rodgers' fun comments disrespectful. I'm not sure if you're aware, but former Celtic player Chris Sutton has said that what Brendan has said has affected you, has got under your skin. Has it?
No. But to have a comment on every comment that's happening in this town, then I don't have many hours that I can sleep, but then it's finished with sleeping. Eh? So it's of no use. No, it's just what I thought at that moment about that. Finished.
There's no way you could have misinterpreted what he said.
What? I said finished. I gave my comment about what I thought at that moment about that.
Philippe, I'm interested to find out, when you first came into the job, if the opportunity like tomorrow where Rangers could potentially go and win and maybe even go up or set that exciting finish for the end of the season, would you have been excited and grabbed that opportunity right at the very start when you started? And do you use that then to say to the players, this is it, we can have such a big moment tomorrow, go grab that opportunity?
Yes, of course, but you work every day for that. Like I said from the beginning, I want to win every game against every opponent, against the biggest teams in the world. That needs to be the aim of every person in this building, not only the players, also staff. To have these standards high, to have this ambition, and every time, not a few times in a season, but every time, to have these standards. So yes, they need to grab that moment. We need to grab that moment together, and to put all our energy in that. And that's the nice thing about sports, about competition. Tomorrow it's like, I think football is maybe a little bit like the gladiators of the modern age. In the old times, you have the gladiators there, and you had this stadium full of people shouting and booing and doing, or with their thumb up or with their thumb down. I think we are now in that situation. The good thing is, people don't kill us, or we're not dead after. Maybe verbally, yes, but not in real life. So that's a positive, that we always have another go in the stadium again. But that's how society works now, and players need to be ready for that. It's also an exciting thing like that, because the more passion people have for the things, the more support you have also. It works on both ways. So no, they need to grab these moments to be really good gladiators tomorrow in the Colosseum.
And what about yourself personally, Philippe? How excited are you looking forward to
tomorrow? I love these moments. Like I said already so many times, I love this city. It's so passionate of football, and it's not that everybody is always friendly in that way, but I can give that a place if somebody has passion for his club and I'm not working in his club. I don't have a problem with that. So I love it here.
Very last one, Mark.
The whole season has been to a certain extent overshadowed by VAR incidents. I think there's only 3 out of Rangers penalties have been given directly from the pitch. Do you think that it will have an influence in the game tomorrow But looking more closely with the comments from top coaches in Europe, do you think this summer's perhaps a time to have a review of VAR and where it's going? It seems to be fundamentally changing the nature of the game.
For sure, and I think everybody's talking about that. There need to be a review about things. Like I always said, I'm pro VAR because it makes the game more honest at the end, that there are less false decisions made. But the way, the protocol to make decisions and when to make the decisions and what is the responsibility for the VAR or what's the responsibility for a referee, I think there's still some work to do there. Like there is in everything that's new. Cannot forget that also. I think when they first started, I remember those days with the new rule that you could not play back to the goalkeeper and he could not take it with his hands. Yes, I'm really getting old now if I talk about those things, because probably half of the fans start to think now, what is he talking about? But those days I remember also as a player, and for sure the goalkeeper, it was like, whew, they had to adapt. I think it's the same for the referees and the people who need to do the VAR. They need to adapt to a totally new situation, totally different decision making. But at the end, I think if the things will become more smoothly and it goes faster and it goes better because there's more experience and there are more clear protocols about, it will be a more honest game. And I think at the end, everybody wants that.